Those Damn Ross Kids is a podcast for adults, and the opinions expressed do not reflect the opinions of our employers or even ourselves. We'd like to hear from you. Give us a call at 419-528-TDRK to leave a voicemail, and we just may play it on the show.
Magneto.
That's a comic book character, Chris.
Then that's Magneto.
Since when do you know about comics?
I don't.
There are so many conversations we could have been having if you...
I would... Either you would like me more, I would like you less.
I don't know a lot about comics.
Things would be unchanged. Let's talk about comics.
We could have a hobby, Chris.
Me and you, we could share one.
We could tell stories through panels.
That would be nice.
With word bubbles. See this one above my head right now?
Yeah.
What's it say?
Dun, 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 dun. Boom. Spell it. Homework.
Those Damn Ross Kids, a conversation between brothers, featuring Chris and Kole Ross.
Hey Chris, what episode is this?
This is episode number 46 of the internet comedy podcast, Those Damn Ross Kids.
Completely free.
For you.
My name is Kole.
I am Chris.
And we're here to entertain your asses.
In a quick fashion.
I need to get home in order to watch Breaking Bad.
You are taking time by explaining why we're going quickly.
Okay, Chris, tell me a story.
I will do that. You would consider yourself to be like on a job search, right?
Yeah, I am seeking employment. If any of you listening are willing to let me do work for money that I can pay for food with, that would be great.
I'm going to give you one word of advice.
Okay.
Do what you love.
Okay, this podcast.
Be what you love. Be around what you love. Embrace what you love.
All you need is love, Chris.
And I'm going to give you an example.
Okay.
All right. In Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, a man operates a daycare and has also worked as a mall Santa. He's due in court.
Oh, no. Chris, is this going to make me sad?
The man was charged after an undercover investigation on the internet that involved child pornography. Police say the accused operates the Kids Matter Family Daycare in Oshawa and has ran a daycare in Ajax for 6 months prior to moving to Oshawa. Police say an initial scan of the computers did not indicate children at the daycare were victimized. However, he did possess a massive quantity of tangible, easily accessed, on his hard drive, child pornography.
That's literally the only reason to have pornography on your computer, right? Is if it's illegal stuff.
That is it.
That's it.
Yeah.
If you have a folder on your hard drive right now that says boring tax documents, but it contains a black box of pornography, all of that is child porn because there is no reason for you to have that at easy access.
Very true.
You know?
Would you say that most strippers dance under a different name?
I would say so, yeah.
Like I danced under the name Pandora?
Yeah. It's a stage name, Chris.
Yeah.
It's to protect their identity.
Well, apparently that's the case with Santa's too, because this guy worked under the name Santa Shawn.
Wait a minute. Well, is it so Santa's like a title? Like I am Baron von...
Yes, exactly.
I'm Baron von Shawn?
Baron von Santa Shawn.
Baron von Santa Shawn III, Esquire.
Yes.
Huh. That's pretty pretentious, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, aren't you supposed to inhabit, like you get into the suit and you are Santa. You get into the suit and you become Tim Burton as Santa. Not Tim Burton, Tim Allen. You become Tim Burton as Tim Allen as Santa.
Within a topiary that houses an aviary.
Right, exactly.
That's how I know it.
Yeah, shrub birds. Yeah, so he calls himself, I'm Santa Shawn.
Yeah, but he comes to work with an apothecary.
Does he mix various potions and tinctures?
I believe so.
Does he sell poison, like to assassins?
He has a sister named Carrie.
Does he?
Yep.
Huh.
Who knew?
I didn't.
I sure didn't.
Until you told me. I know it now. I know it now. There's no reason.
I didn't know until I said it.
Let's not belabor the point here. But this guy is going away for a long time.
Yeah.
So he fully embraced this lifestyle. He said,
loved it.
I am by kids, I am for kids, I'm about kids.
Yeah.
You know what? He should play Beethoven's Fifth on a violin because he's a kiddie fiddler. I'm working on that. I'm trying to, like, because in Britain they say, oh, he's a kitty fiddler, right? And I think that is so much more whimsical than child molester. Oh, he's a kitty fiddler.
I love that.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's neat.
Let's adopt that. Let's get on 60 Minutes. Let's get on national television, Chris, and just proclaim that we are fully in support of kitty fiddlers. All right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would die for a kitten. Sorry. I went kind of crazy there.
You did lose it.
Well, Chris, that story was a little bit about pornography, right?
Sure.
Okay. A little bit.
It was more about doing what you love. But, and then secondary
pornography. Okay.
Pornography.
Can I tell you about another kind of illegal pornography?
Absolutely.
Okay. A fire department in Los Angeles is in trouble after working with pornography producers. This is mainstream pornography. To provide fire engines to be used as props and settings in adult films. A move that violates department policies, such as upholding the dignity of the division and all of that. This is the second scandal of this nature in L.A. after 2 traffic cops were busted for appearing in another porn film. Now, Chris, I understand that there are various uniform fetishes. Like, I grasp that that's a thing. That's not my own particular thing, but that's a thing. But I didn't realize that there is a fetish for occupations. Like, oh, I'm a sexy lady and I'm on a fire truck.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, there is. And I was introduced to this when I watched the full-length feature film, and it also starred 2 policemen. It was called the Donut Eating National Championship.
See, that one was hard to get. You had to. It went out of print really quickly, so it survived in the VHS.
It wasn't a novel.
No,
no, no. It was on Betamax.
Well, no, it had better retention of quality from generation to generation. Chris, can I give you some? Can I give you some descriptions of scenes throughout this porn?
Sure. Involving fire trucks.
Involving fire trucks.
Okay, go ahead.
The firefighters parked the engine across 2 handicap spots and then let the film crew do their business. A woman repeatedly exposes herself in front of the engine and says, "Look at this fire truck. Isn't it nice? Look at these look at this fire truck and my vagina." A quote firefighter responds, "I know them. I'm a firefighter." For several minutes of the film's runtime, the woman has free reign over the fire truck and invites passersby to fondle her. Hey, don't you like how red my labia am on this fire truck? Oh yeah, that's good. Just feel it. Just feel it. This labia, this fire truck. She then says, "Look, I think we have more friends," as more firefighters join in the grouping. Now, Chris, this investigation is concurrent with another case in Venice Beach where a fire engine was used in a similar manner. So here's my question, Chris. Are the consumers of this theoretical pornography, are they turned on by the truck or by the woman on the truck?
I think the firefighters have an obligation.
To protect,
I don't think they should be in trouble.
To quench her burning loins?
They were just responding to a 4-alarm fire crutch. God. That's all that is. If they didn't, they'd be in trouble.
Yeah,
and they
no,
do.
they
Damned if they do and damned if they don't.
Exactly.
So being a public servant is hard.
It is. It's an ethical minefield. Chris.
The entire thing is, yeah.
Yeah. I'd say so. It wasn't actual firefighters involved. They had their own talent, but they were dressed as firefighters.
With the trucks.
With the actual trucks.
I was like, what? What?
Fire trucks?
No, dumps like truck.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wait.
That's a Cisco song.
Is it?
Yeah.
Cisco like the routers?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was part of their marketing campaign.
Business solutions?
It's just easier for me to agree.
Yeah?
Yep.
Chris, tell me a story.
Sure thing, man. When was the last time you listened to a State of the Union?
I try to listen to them every year.
Okay. Have you ever heard them say the State of the Union is, and then there's a pause? And people wonder, what is the State of the Union?
And then they cut to a commercial. We'll tell you after the break.
Exactly. After the break. But no, the State of the Union is strong. Bipartisan clapping.
Yeah.
So the economy is in shambles. Would you agree? The State of the Union is strong. The dollar is strong.
Okay.
And let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because $50 general stores across the state of Arkansas have been approved to sell beer by the Alcoholic Beverage Control Director, his name, Michael Langley. The retailer applied for 64 permits of their stores statewide, and all of 14 of them were approved.
Okay.
You can go to a Dollar General and buy beer.
For $1, because the Dollar General, there are things in there that do not cost $1.
Exactly.
So are they like dollar singles?
I don't know.
Chris,
But the fact
road
that you
trip.
can... This is a green idea. If you're going to the Dollar General, most likely you're driving like a 1976 pickup that just like, I don't know, just
barely
leaves a
gets there.
trail of dead baby ducks. And they just gag and die right behind it.
Right.
You're saving them from driving to another store to buy the other stuff.
But I thought,
So they run in there, they get their Doritos, their whatever the Dollar General version of Kraft singles to melt over top of some S-Bar hot dogs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they get the cheese from the government.
Why are they buying so much cheese then?
I've got no idea. It's a staple, Chris. It's very calorie dense.
I mean, I realize
It's binding.
I realize the only information you need to sign up for WIC is the measurements of the inside of your refrigerator, so they can cut a block of cheese that size. But
Cheese man. But isn't this what Walmart's for?
the Walmart here only sells wine.
What?
Yeah, winos don't eat.
Very, very high in vitamin C.
Let alone
the
do they
wino
buy
diet.
diapers.
Adult wino diapers, Chris? Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they take Claritin. Maybe the Walmart's necessary. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe they need some K-cups. Although in the homeless community, I'm pretty sure K-cups mean something different.
What's a K cup? I'm sorry, I don't know.
It's one of the coffee cups.
Oh, like the Keurig thing. Okay, yeah, I got you. Okay. I don't know. I mean, give people. Did you know that hospitals can prescribe beer?
Can they now?
Yeah. Like if you have somebody who's like going through the DTs, right? They can't have you just kind of like freaking out and shaking and all that. You can't just like take a long time alcoholic off of booze. So they can prescribe you a cold one. They will bring you up a nice frosty bottle of Schlitz, I guess.
That's great.
That's awesome. That's the American dream. Yeah. Prescription beer.
You gonna say something here? You gonna give me a story?
Yeah, I'll tell you a story.
Shit
Chris.
just got way too real.
Since we're talking about, goings on down south, I want to tell you about a Alabama county that has approved a program wherein nonviolent offenders have a simple choice for their punishment. They can go to jail. Alabama jail is not that pleasant. Or they can attend church every Sunday for a year. After the completion of the year in church, the case will be dismissed. 56 churches are participating in the program. I'm conflicted on this.
Why?
Because in my head, I'm thinking, this is a round violation of, First Amendment rights. This is not it's not a sensible solution. But then again, these are nonviolent offenders, and it keeps them out of the system, right? But no, they shouldn't. We shouldn't be enforcing religion. But oh wait, man, it's splitting me in two.
It's a cost savings measure.
It is. It very much is. But I'm just thinking, like, I can't make a joke about this. I'm too conflicted. Make this funny, Chris. Help.
I guess if you want to be judged twice, go to fucking church. If once was good enough for you, go to jail. Like that's all you need, right?
I guess, yeah.
Like I was wrong. I don't need to be told twice.
Okay.
Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Got to get right, Chris.
Yeah.
Got to get right with the Lord.
True.
Do it.
Yeah.
No reason not to, Chris.
There's no reason.
I was running away from that bank. You know what? There was only one set of footprints. Do you know why? because Jesus came and he picked me up, and he was my getaway driver. Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah.
Do it.
We'd have made it, too, if we hadn't crashed into those 3 wooden crosses.
Yeah, Jesus was always hanging out with those 2 thieves, wasn't he?
He was.
To the very end.
Yeah.
Biblical jokes.
Yay! It is Sunday.
Chris, tell me a story.
Why? Don't we need to leave time for special guest, Big Daddy Don Garlitz?
Who's he?
Huh?
Who's he?
I don't know. He comes before Nitro Burning Funny Cars.
Be there. Be there. Be there.
One note tab. Transitions nicely.
Is that the one note tab?
No.
Okay.
Utterly retarded.
As in, like a cow's udders?
Absolutely.
Ah, I love it.
Do you know this story?
No, I just like it.
Bolivia's government has a message for beer drinkers. : get milk. The South American country's productive development minister complains that beer consumption is rising 10% a year while milk consumption is stable. Officials say Bolivians drink 30 liters of milk a year and 35 liters of beer. A bill is being proposed that imposes a small tax on beer to finance the promotion of milk's benefits.
I don't understand.
Well, I'm going to educate you. After a night of hard drinking,
Yeah.
you wake up, you're probably sweaty, you're probably nauseous and dizzy.
Feel like you're going to die.
But if you would have thought ahead, when you got home from the bar at about 3, you would have set your milk out of the refrigerator,
Okay.
allowing it to reach a nice room temperature, so that you could pour yourself a nice glass of room temperature milk to just guzzle right when you wake up.
Just kind of pour it down.
Because nothing takes the edge off of that hangover like a glass of tepid milk.
Yeah.
Preferably whole.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
If you set it out long enough, it starts to separate.
Uh-huh.
You get a nice little stratification going.
You want to pour the top off into one glass and the bottom off into another.
Well, you pour the top off into one glass, and then you just kind of swirl that around every once in a while. And you know what you have, Chris?
No.
Butter.
Absolutely.
You do.
Yeah.
Creamy butter that you can put on your hangover bagel.
There you go.
Hangover bagel. Is that something you do?
No.
I do that, but I like bagels.
We do.
Gross. Chris, can I tell you a story?
Okay.
Okay. I've got 2 stories, actually. Chris, can I tell you 2 stories?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
2 Denver, Colorado men are in deep trouble after recreating the hit 1989 film, Weekend at Bernie's. They came home to their apartment only to find their friend unresponsive. They then did what anyone else would do. Dress him up, taking him out on the town, and using his ATM card to pay their tab at some bars and strip clubs. At 4 a.m., they finally decided to call the police and say that their friend was dead. They have been charged with abusing a corpse, identity theft, and criminal impersonation. They have not been found responsible for their friend's death. I would like to thank Andrew on Facebook for informing us of this problem that we have in our society. Chris, I can't be sure that the person that I'm seeing isn't a corpse. Any public place, somebody lounging on a bench, somebody leaning against a vending machine, somebody dancing closely with their lover, I can't be sure that they're not a corpse.
I can't be sure that the guy with the hat stapled to his head is alive.
I can't.
Can do it.
Maybe he just has an ill-fitting hat and he has no way of fixing that problem. The news would have us believe that this friend was just in the trunk of the car the entire time. That's what the news would have us believe. But I'd prefer to think that there is some puppetry happening.
Are we talking about the news like Al Jazeera or the news like Fox News?
I'm talking about Huey Lewis's backing band.
I found the only way that I get the truth is to play them
at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that. It's
Yeah.
good. That's also the way to go crazy. I run it through my sound card, and I mix one to the left channel, I mix one to the right channel, put it in the headphones, and just descend into the cacophony.
It's a lot like listening to Heavy by the Collective Soul.
Yeah. Or Blue Monday by
No. No, what it actually sounds like is blah, 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 Ronald Reagan, blah, 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 Ronald Reagan.
Al Jazeera English is actually a fantastic news organization.
That airs tapes of terrorists.
Chris, can I tell you Can I give you another story about somebody getting in a lot of trouble for imitating a movie film?
Absolutely.
A Wisconsin woman is in trouble after recreating a prank she saw in the movie Wedding Crashers. In the film, Owen Wilson poisons a romantic rival by pouring eye drops into his drink. It turns out, Chris, that this actually works and can cause nausea, diarrhea, and fatigue. The woman used this trick repeatedly on her college roommate. It was only caught after months of doing this when she was bragging to others about the felony. I didn't know Visine was poison. I thought it was just salt water.
I thought it was too.
Yeah.
I thought it was some sort of saline solution.
Ben Stein has a lot to answer for here.
He does.
He does. We better start now because he won't be done for ever. And he'll also spew some crazy political propaganda.
Is that what he does?
Yeah. Ben Stein was he did this movie, this piece of shit movie called Expelled, about how intelligent design is being kept out of education. It's kind of like, oh, we have these scientists who want to tell kids that they were made out of clay by a fantastic man in the sky.
That would be hard to explain to kids.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't think that they would get the abstract concept?
Bring me Peter Pan. It's no more hard to explain than that.
I guess.
Who knows?
I don't know. But imitating movies, so you hear about that. Usually you hear it's the video games kids are imitating.
What's a video game?
It's Hank Hill saying the word video games.
Goddamn video game.
Damn it, Bobby.
I want to be a husky boy model.
That was funnier when your voice hadn't broken yet.
Yeah, it was harder.
Yeah.
Now.
It's hard. It's harder now. It was harder now.
Yeah.
It was harder now when
it was harder now when I just did that.
Yeah.
But then earlier it wasn't.
I never used the present tense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Too dicey. Yeah. Chris, tell me a story.
A 90-year-old farmer has fathered 50 children with 4 women, including 2 sisters and their mom. Retired Luis Costa de Oliveira admitted he does not know all the names of his children and said there could be more. He said of fathering the mammoth brood, the thing that God made best in the world was women. Luis had 17 children with his first wife, Francesca. After she died, the lucky Brazilian found love again and had another 17 children with Maria, who is now 64.
Okay.
When Maria got her sister Ozelita to help with the kids, getting them dressed and fed, Luis struck up a relationship with her too and had another 15 children. The sister's mother, Francesca Maria, who is now 89, also succumbed to Luis's charms and had 1 child with him.
Tell me this man has written a book.
No, he's made a forest of family trees. What would he write?
What country is he from?
Brazil.
Brazil?
Yeah.
So you're saying that this man is somehow related to everybody in the country of Brazil?
He owns it.
He owns.
He doesn't know all their names.
He's the patriarch.
Who gives a shit?
Can you imagine how many grandkids this guy has?
Probably.
I mean,
what's it matter? Huh?
Well, think about it. If they pick up a portion of his libido and they each have as many kids as he had, Chris, this is a takeover. Chris, this is the map from Outbreak. Just Luis he's planting seeds all over. He's the Johnny Appleseed of spunk.
He owns it.
He owns Brazil. He is Brazil.
Brazil is Luis. Costa de Oliveira. He has 50 kids. He banged 9 generations of women.
Is that the hat trick?
No, I don't even know.
Okay.
I'm sure that's probably how he fucking tricked him and then hit him in the head and raped him.
Jesus Christ.
Watch my hat trick.
Oh, God. Speaking of profligate procreators, can I tell you a story about a woman in Florida?
Yeah, go ahead.
This woman has 2 uteruses, Chris. 2. Dos. 1 woman, 2 wombs. Twombs. This woman just had 2 babies, 1 from each uterus. An obstetrician put the odds of such an occurrence at 1 in 5 million, since 2 eggs needed to be released and fertilized at the same time in each uterus. The birth was handled via a C-section, OBS, only 1 vagina. The first recorded instance of this nature happened in Utah in 2012. Chris, there's a mutant revolution happening. We better watch out for Magneto because we're in trouble here. This lady, 2 kids.
Are they 2 men?
No, 2 women.
No.
They have 4 uteruses apiece.
Wow. But the babies, are they from 2 different men?
No, one dude. Simultaneous. It's like shooting a bullet with a bullet.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Well, good for him.
Good for him. But, like, the weird thing is, even though they were born at the exact same time, they aren't twins.
No.
They aren't twins because they're not from the same egg. So they're just brother and sister who happen to share a birthday.
Anyway, though. Fraternal twins in one uterus.
A fraternal twin, that's when two... Wait a minute. What? That's when it splits before it's fertilized, as opposed to when it splits after it's fertilized.
2 eggs.
It's 2 eggs, but 2 different sperm. Okay, so I guess they're fraternal twins, but I think that's like a housing law.
No,
like you can't be common law twins.
2 uteruses, 2 uteri.
Okay.
With 2 different eggs is different than humans on a half shell.
I guess are you saying?
People power.
Which one of them does the inventing?
I don't know, but I know which one has the nunchucks.
Nunchucks are really impractical weapons, Chris.
Yeah.
Have you ever has anybody...
You feel your enemy's pain with nunchucks. At least I have every time I've used nunchucks.
Yeah. Nunchucks. Nunchaku.
Danny Noonan.
Nunchaku. Nunchucks are just nunchucks that have Carmex on them.
Miss it.
What?
Miss it, Noonan.
Are you making another Major League reference?
That would be Caddyshack.
God damn it.
Sports Wizard.
See, that's pathetic because my only knowledge of sports is from sports movies.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly wouldn't be from playing them.
I'm aware of what sports are.
Yes, you know that they occur and they sell tickets.
They're a thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
People wear various caps and sweaters.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bowler. That was King Ralph, by the way. So look that up.
Okay. Now, it's a good movie. John Goodman. Mm-hmm. Pre-weight loss John Goodman. Story.
For you?
For me.
Of course. We talked about prison or jail.
We did.
I choose prison.
Yeah, you have to commit to it.
Yeah, in Venezuela, I choose prison.
Why?
Reuters reports, through a stench of urine-infused marijuana, inmates of Venezuela's La Planta prison brandish machine guns, rifles, and grenades while enjoying music blaring from a 6-foot-high stack of speakers. Guards are nowhere to be seen as other inmates sharpen knives and carry pistols. One even keeps a hold of his gun while he plays soccer on a 5-a-side court within prison walls.
Okay.
If the guards mess with us, we shoot them, said one prisoner, who arrived at La Planta in Caracas 3 years ago and asked to be identified as Pedro. The South American nation's prisons are notorious for ease of access to weapons and drugs, as well as mobile phones and computers hooked up to the internet, allowing inmates easy access to the outside world, often to run further crime enterprises. Pedro says, "I've seen a man have his head cut off and people play football with it."
You're not describing a real thing that happens on Earth.
Walls within the prison display scorch marks from grenades and bullet holes from regular gunfights.
Chris, you're describing a background scene from Judge Dredd.
Absolutely.
Chris.
I've seen a man's head cut off.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
I doubt that you'd be able to speak of that afterwards.
I've seen it threaded and then used to play a large game of ball in a cup.
Is that why Venezuela doesn't really do well at the World Cup? Because all of their practicing is done with human heads, which has different bounceological properties than an actual soccer ball.
It makes them agile, quick, and reflexive.
Yeah, it's like swinging two bats when you're on deck.
Yeah,
Sports.
you never know when you never know what kind of bounce it's going to take when the nose hits first.
Exactly. It's like a football. You ever try chasing a football?
No,
I did once. It's awful.
you ever tried chasing a human head?
I'd rather not speak of it, Chris. I've witnessed so much tragedy. No, that's upsetting.
It's kind of cool though.
That's like basically what they're describing as college. This is college for criminals. They go there and they get to play hacky sack with a human head, I presume.
Is that what you say when you're trying to like be aware of being introduced to somebody? Hello, Gary. Human head, I presume.
I just wanted to check. I want to make sure that they're not working with some kind of doppelganger demon head.
Yeah. Okay.
Some kind of blank vessel that
That was
assumes
very
all
that was
that it
very
sees.
Seinfeld, wasn't it?
A little bit.
Human head, I presume.
The gesture is lost. You are doing a little bit of a flourish.
Well, no,
with your
I didn't
extended
do
hand.
that the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holding it out as though you're like beholding the entire kingdom for all to see. Human head.
Yeah.
I presume.
What I never understood was why does Larry David have his hand up Seinfeld's ass when he's clearly a string puppet?
I made your statue out of fusilli, Jerry, because you're silly. 1 in a million shot, Doc. 1 in a million shot. Chris, can I take you somewhere?
It's not the Science Zone, is it?
No, I'm sorry.
Thank
It's
God.
the Science Zone.
Fucking liar. And then I said, no.
Okay. Researchers at UC Berkeley have discovered a way to, quote, see what the brain sees using MRI technology. Chris, this is spooky. Test subjects watch hours of pre-selected YouTube clips in an MRI machine, while the scientists associated changes in blood pressure in certain parts of the brain with the different clips that were shown. Later, in a blind study, the scientists were able to use the MRI data to reconstruct what the subjects were seeing without knowing what was on the screen at the time. The result is a blurry, impressionistic set of moving images. This is a major breakthrough in brain science and could be used to better understand how vision works or to recreate, Chris, this is the spooky part, the imagery of our dreams.
Marty!
Marty will never believe it! So I'll actually be able to hook up a machine to my head and you will see how my teeth are falling out.
Why couldn't you just describe it?
I don't know. Chris, the language of dreams, it's boring.
It's boorish.
It's boorish.
Love that word.
Love that. Boorish? You're such a bore, Chris. Such a bore. You're not seeing the implications of this. The idea that vision can be interpreted by somebody who can't see what it is. This is insight into the way the brain works and the way that it processes images that are in front of us.
It changes songs.
What does?
Well, you can see my fantasy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like literally, just flip this switch and look into this screen.
Yeah.
No, if you can look up the videos from this because it associates like okay, like this is an area of like yellowish, and then it takes that and overlays it across things. It's a really accurate image, but it's really blurry and it looks kind of like an early PlayStation 1 game with a lot of filters put over it. It's eerie.
Yeah.
Have you seen this? Did you see it?
No, it's like thermal imaging with Hirschsprung's Angstwangs. Where you see numbers and speak colors.
Oh, you mean synesthesia?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay. I don't know what that word you originally said was.
I just made one up.
Okay. It smells blue in here.
Or I combined words
Oh.
to make purple.
This has been Those Damn Ross Kids.
So, Chris, our listeners, if they would like to stay in our good graces, they can go to Duckfeed.tv/Those Damn Ross Kids and find links to our iTunes page. There you can leave us reviews. Been a minute since we had some new reviews. You can also subscribe to us on iTunes and tell your friends about us. The other thing you can do is become our friend on Facebook. We've had a couple of new Facebook friends here as of recent. Hey there, Mia. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
So happy to have you here. So, Chris, is there anything else they can do?
That's really about it.
Okay.
Just tell a friend.
Yeah, that's all we need.
Bring more people to the clan.
Word of mouth.
Yeah, there'll be Kool-Aid next week, so show up.
WOM. Word of mouth.
Wom.
Good night.
Good night.